Welcome to One Shot Tavern, a TTRPG podcast where we seek new ways to tell your story. I'm DJ.
They're different systems and games. I'm Andrew, and we are joined by our wonderful guest, Mesler.
I'm Will. Hi.
And
Lewis Wright.
yeah, so this is my brother-in-law. Will is a longtime friend, and if you've been listening for a while, he's been on a handful of our actual plays. They are also joining us right now on our wonderful trip to Gen Con, and it is it's day 2. It feels like day 4.
It really does.
It's been a blast. Today was specifically quite crazy. This is going to be coming out on Monday, right after, like, when we're coming back and we're all unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the next 2 days are. We don't really have much planned or locked in. We'll just kind of see where we go. And honestly, that's how we've done the con up to this point.
We didn't have anything planned today, and we barely spent any time at the convention.
We knew we were going to start playing games party in the evening, like the mixer or whatever. But before that, I mean, we talked to Cameron from Panic Table again. He's the only other returning guest that's been on multiple episodes, as he liked to point out a couple times today. Man, Cameron's been awesome for just getting connected to people and hanging out today. We were able to go. I was able to run Battle School for 6 people. It was technically 7 people, which I thought was going to break the game. It went pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. That was good food, lots of good hangs, lots of good connections. We got to play Starfinder 2nd Edition.
Yeah, that was so much fun. So, like, I haven't played or, like, actually touched any, like, Pathfinder-y stuff in about a decade since we switched over to 5th edition. So, to, like, experience, like, this Pathfinder 2nd edition stuff, and then, like, specifically Starfinder, I liked it so much more than I was expecting myself to like it, because there were things about Pathfinder 1st edition, because it was 3.5 with some slight changes, that I wasn't a big fan of.
Just say it. Prerequisite feats.
Rolling
Feat trees, gross.
Confirming your crit.
Yeah. Take away your happiness.
Absolutely. Oh, I rolled
do you know what that
20.
means, Lou?
I can assume.
Okay, so confirming a crit mechanically, if you're not aware, back in Pathfinder 1st edition, I don't know if 3.5 did it, but basically you'd roll a natural 20, and you wouldn't get double damage unless you confirmed your crit, which means you roll again and see if you can hit again.
So you had to roll 2 20s to
So
get
you basically had to get 2 successful hits. One of them was the natural 20.
One has to be a natural 20. The other one had to be a successful hit.
At all.
And so, it's
Just no.
annoying.
It sucked.
I remember specifically, like, while playing a game, I'd be like, cool, I rolled a natural 20, and then Andrew's like, roll to confirm. I'm like, why?
Just stress.
That's a 2 and a 0 on the table.
I earned it with luck.
Yeah. So that was amazing, and Starfinder was super fun.
I've been so we were talking about the art. Actually, we were talking about art tons of this trip, but we picked up tons of cool games that I'm excited to try out. We got Fabula Ultimo. We got I've got Shadow Dark. We've got oh my gosh, help me out. We've got more games that we've been.
So we stopped by
Into the Breach.
Into the Breach. Yep, I got this other one. I don't remember the name of it.
Illamont?
Oh, Illamont, which is like a card game, board game.
So they collabed with the Decemberists.
Yeah.
To create it.
No.
Which is why
the band?
Yeah, the band.
No way.
That explains the aesthetic.
Absolutely.
It makes a lot of sense.
It looks incredible. It's like a card game that has to do with controlling the seasons and like goddesses and kind of tarot cards. It would scare the shit out of a Baptist if you were playing this in a coffee shop. But it looks super cool. So we got to pick up a lot of cool games. We got to try a couple stuff. I am really interested in getting some more game demos in. More on the board game side probably tomorrow would be pretty fun. There's a lot of cool board game stuff that I like want to just sit down and play. Or maybe war gamey light stuff.
I really want to touch the Mistborn card game.
Oh yeah,
really
card game, the TTRPG
Stormlight
stuff.
Archives, TTRPG.
There's a lot of cool stuff. If you're able to ever make it out to Gen Con, guys, absolutely go. and reach out to us if you're going, because we'll definitely be going next year and stuff. I think what we were able to do, at least in the last 2 days, and definitely hopefully in the next couple days, is like compared to the other 2 times I've been, because I went with Will back in 2019.
Yep.
Then the panoramic happened, and and then we didn't go for a while. And then DJ and I and Lewis went last year with another friend, and those were great. But we solely went as just attendees. And guess what? Everybody there's actually a person. But we got to go this time as creators, and like even in the small way that we've been able to. But it was cool getting to connect at places like, the bar we went to and hanging out with a bunch of people, and then going to the Start Playing Games Mixer, which was a room full of awesome people. It was really cool, and it was cool to be around all these people that have built a name for themselves in this space, and they're awesome people, but they're also just people that were super cool to hang out with and like welcoming. And I've said it before on the podcast, out of all of the niches and creative endeavors I've gone down the rabbit trail in my life, this has been the most welcoming space.
Absolutely. Like, okay, so for me specifically, like, I started this whole journey as a game master for hire. Yeah. Right? So, like, the Start Playing space, like, we could have went last year to the thing, but we didn't go on Thursday. Yeah. Look at Lewis. But, like, so the Start Playing Games, Game Master for Hire space is amazing. And, that in itself is super interconnected. But, like, this year, we also went as, like, people who are publishing projects. Yes. And people who have a podcast. And people...
We have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we have stuff to talk about. And, like, people who do TikTok videos and stuff like that. And so all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I recognize a group of people from every part of this party from a different part of my life now. So it's like, oh, those people over there, those are Game Master for Hires that I'm friends with, that like have been super helpful and like support it. Oh, those people over there, those are some of my TikTok best friends. Yeah. And it's like, oh, those people over there, they're my podcast best friends. And it's like, oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah. So awesome.
Well, and pretty much every interaction was like talking to someone and be like, so what do you do? Like, because not everybody knew each other. We're all like different sizes, different niches. And they'd be like, oh, I do this thing. And like 9 times out of 10, if I said, oh, we're doing One Shot Severn, they'd recognize us because DJ's a fiend and he posts all the time. They'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know your content. Or like I'd talk about Battle School and they'd be like, yeah, I saw your Kickstarter. And like, it shows that, like, at least in this community, in this space, that people are tuned in. They give a shit. They want to, like, find new cool stuff. They're excited about what other people are doing, and there's, like, a fairly even lift.
Yeah. And people, like, and that's the thing, right? They want to lift. Like, they want to like, genuinely be like, oh, yeah, like, hey, let's collab on some stuff. Right. Let's be friends. Like, let's take this, like, relationship deeper. Yeah. And it's so nice because, like, I mean, I've been in a lot of different types of spaces creatively, and none of them have been like this, where people actually gave a damn about what you were doing and your success. So, like, I did music for a while. Bands don't care about other bands.
No, it's dog eat dog.
They genuinely see each other as competition when they shouldn't. Whereas, like, in the TTRPG space, even publishers don't see each other as, like, genuine, like, competition. No. They're like, oh, yeah, we stole some of your stuff. You stole some of my stuff. It's great. We're both making amazing games that people love. Right. How can we learn from each other? Especially, like, the indie and, it's not smaller, but, like, the larger ones that aren't major
size games that are done by independent publishers.
Absolutely. It's like, how many games do I own on my shelf that are powered by the apocalypse, forged in the dark, and you know what I mean? And it's like, it's okay. And I love that. It's a cooperative space across the board, from creator to, like, publisher. And that's awesome.
I'm telling you, and the people that I'm going to loop into this right now, I'm just going to say it right now. Like, I want you guys to do Zine Quest next year. Like, I want to see what Will's gonna come up. I'll help you. I want to see what Will's gonna come up with. It doesn't need to be Battle School size. It can be you can use Entwine. Have fun with that. Like, you can use whatever, like, so many of these generic systems. Like, you can use them and build something small that just adds something cool on. right? Like I thought about when I was going to do Zine Quest, I thought about doing the ship mechanics stuff, which is where Entwine kind of ended up. But like I thought, because I built out, and then I did the faction rule set. That's the full. It's like a 10-page document, and it's a Word doc or whatever Google Doc for Cypher, and it's like I could probably spend another couple hours and lay that out and put it out.
Yeah.
But like that kind of stuff is totally possible, and like it's, at least for us, it's already opened a ton of doors, and it's been super fun to like to cross the line to creator.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, from the outside, like perspective, right? Like you guys are going into that room and you're seeing like all these like publishers, and you're seeing designers and whatnot, and like I'm just talking to gamers, and I don't know like. I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
And then like I go to an Instagram page and we just had like hanging out for like 2 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's known.
This is like a big person.
This person has millions of followers.
That follower thing has an M on the end, and I had no idea.
They give out M's.
They give out real M's.
That's a thing.
But like everybody was so accessible and so genuine, and like. I think my favorite part was like everybody was a little bit awkward to start out with.
That's so true.
And then it became so much fun. And this bar that we were at, it's called 16-bit. It was great.
Oh yeah.
There were so many arcade games that were just free there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
We played some X-Men.
Oh man.
Tornado Go!
Why?
Tornado Go!
It was great.
Dude.
Yeah.
No, this has been a wild trip. I can't believe we have 2 more days of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's great, and it's funny standing in a room like that and like talking about these people, but like a lot of the not a lot of them, many of them have been on the podcast or are going to be on the podcast or be in some of the one shots, and it's like oh, like these are like our friends.
Yay.
That's weird.
I've met so many people. Okay, for listeners, right? Gen Con kind of started this whole crazy thing for us, right? A year ago, we went, we saw a handful of smaller publishers and went, oh my god, this is possible. And then we did it, and we did Zine Quest, and we launched the podcast. We launched the podcast in January. We did Zine Quest in February. We've been doing it for about a year now. Like, well, not a year, but like this idea started a year ago.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yes. Yeah, because it was around Gen Con that you started floating the idea of doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And that was around the time that I started. Well, it was almost directly after Gen Con that I started doing social media stuff. And
we were all very nervous.
Oh, absolutely. Some of those videos I made are just hot garbage, but you know,
doing great, buddy.
You do what you gotta do to grow, and that's what we've done. We've grown together, and it's been an amazing year. I can't wait to go next year.
Yeah, for sure.
I
mean, okay, there's like a independent gamer network that we like ended up like talking to in a room, and it's like they checked out they rented a huge room at the con for all these independent creators that are like our size to chip in and then participate and run their games in their own. Like, okay, cool, I want to do that next year. Got to do that next year. Like, we did a pickup game at a bar, but if I had a table where people could sign up for my game, oh my god, that'd be incredible.
And the thing is,
and
like,
hear well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the bar was loud.
Yeah.
All right, so to wrap things up here, we got 2 more days. What game? We're gonna go around. What game are you excited about that we either already have played or want to go check out, or a booth or a vendor that you're still wanting to go check out? That what else at the con do you want to do? Go.
Start off. So for me, I really love Starfinder. I'm gonna be picking up the playtest. I know Shades is like fist pumping the air right now as like the conversion of it, but like absolutely. And then really want to find the Evil Hat booth because like those are the last like games out of like the $400 that I've spent this weekend that I want to buy. And so that's pretty much it. I'm really here for the vibes and the people right now, and it's great.
Yeah, for sure. Will, what about you?
I really want to check out Storyline Archives TTRPG, and then I am really tempted to grab Starfinder playtest, and
Yeah.
I might even grab the first edition just to have it because I haven't been behind the screen in a while, and I kind of want to get back behind and like play a different game, and especially a game that nobody else knows how to run because teaching is fun.
Yes.
And then the one thing I really want to do tomorrow is kind of like scavenge around and try to find some game I've never heard about before, and then just like
Yes,
play all
absolutely.
those board games and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I really want to find something fun that I can buy from a creator who I can like give some clout to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Support independent.
Yeah. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but Starfinder was amazing.
Yeah.
Like while we were playing our little demo, we all were like picking up the book. They had a couple copies of the playtest
So
book
good
there,
looking.
and we were just like flipping through it, looking at all the art, looking at just like the little bits of lore in there, the different classes, and we are just like, oh,
play a jellyfish man.
yes, it's crazy. And yeah, so like opening that up, seeing that, I'm new to Starfinder stuff. I've done like a little bit of an introduction adventure to Pathfinder Second Edition, and so like playing Starfinder Second Edition was really natural. If you've done any Pathfinder 2e, like Starfinder's just gonna click. And so that was really cool, and just like the temptation, like, oh, I can like really sink my teeth into all the lore here. That's super good. I love me some good lore. So that's what I'm really tempted about. And other than that, I want to, similarly to Will, just like explore a bunch of like the little board games. I want to kind of expand my collection of small little games.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, what better place to do that than Gen Con?
Absolutely.
I am gonna walk out of there with the Dune game though. Like that's
Yes, dude,
that's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to try to control myself to not get like a few more of those expansions, but dude.
Can't recommend it enough.
I want to pick up. So for me, I want to pick up Deathmatch Island, which is at Evil Hat. That looks incredible. The pitch for it is basically like the most dangerous game, or Hunger Games or whatever. Basically, you're on an island, or Fortnite. Like it's basically a free for all. And I don't really know too much more about it, but the art is incredibly cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful looking book, cool concept. I want to sink my teeth into that. And then I really want to play Kingdom Death.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Dude, it's the art for it and the fact that it's kind of war gamey, but it's kind of like, from what I understand, it's very like, here's your combat encounter, here's the big bad boss, demon, Dark Souls bad guy, hit it till it dies. And like, that's cool. I like that. That is a fun Monster Hunter style game that I want to get into. And the sculpts of the minis are incredible, so I kind of want an excuse. I want to convince myself that I like the game so that I can buy the minis. Because right now I just want to buy the minis because they're cool. So I hope the game's fun.
That's real.
So those are some big ones for me. Obviously, Connections. Obviously, I really want to find a bunch of weird little zine-sized games. But this has been a blast, and we're excited to share more on TikTok and stuff after the fact. I mean, I'm sure we're going to have more to talk about, but
I want to give one honorable mention because I slipped my mind, but like we got to play a short little demo of Shadow Dark.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Super simplified, like 5e, but like harder and like easier to just like run a pickup game. Super good. But this episode's a little bit shorter just because we are in a hotel room and we are exhausted. My voice hurts.
I sound sexy.
Yeah, like my voice is octaves lower. This morning I was singing.
We were
songs,
yelling in a bar.
Like I was singing
for most of the day.
I was singing Johnny Cash songs comfortably. Like it was really low. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. It's a shorter one this week. We'll be back at it soon. We've got some interviews lined up. Obviously, making connections and stuff here. We're really excited to record some more content. We got some actual plays coming soon. It's been a little bit. And where are we at on Eye of the Tyrant?
Eye of the Tyrant's still on pause. Just I want to get Pink Security out. And then I'll start hopping back into that. I am still taking applications to like bring on people. And then I'm going to be sending out emails about that soon. So people, we can be like, hey, this is what the schedule for
official
recording would
call.
be. Let's see. What else? Anything important? Probably. Check out the merch store at oneshotstavern.com. Follow us on all of our socials.
We haven't said it on an episode yet. You can pick up Battle School right now, PDF.
That's right. Pick up Battle School.
AndrewBowman.itch.io /battle-school.
Yep. Be on the lookout. We're going to be streaming Mapamundi soon, which is like an ecology and exploration TTRPG. That's super exciting.
Be on TikTok.
That'll be on TikTok, Twitch. I want to play. I plan on going everywhere with that one.
Everywhere.
Also, I'm going to be running Fabula Ultima on stream as well.
Yeah.
Which we're going to throw that up on the Patreon for like the video on demand. What other ones do we have in the works? Between the Clouds.
Oh yeah.
With Andy from Deernicorn. Very excited about that one as well.
So cool. It's like Avatar.
Yeah.
Kind of like weird, like you're flying around the sky on the equivalent of Appa, but everybody's got one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, so not blue people. We're talking about blue arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue arrows, not blue people.
Yeah. And soon we're also going to have Alice from Whims Academy on. So we've got a whole mess of stuff going on. And of course, all the people that we've connected with here at Gen Con that are like, hey, I would like to do that. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for your support. Check out our Patreon, and see you next time.
On One Shot's Tavern.
Sure. I never really say that.
I don't know what you were going for. It felt like an awkward pause where you wanted me to say something.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. I just always, I don't know, I've been ending it lately. See you next time.
We should just end it with, like, I love you, you know?